Hello, YouTubers. In these times of low silver prices, I come with you with a tale to bring hope. But, of course, there is a dark side. I had to throw that one in just to kind of needle stacking Stormtrooper a little bit. Now, what this real theme should be is how I was an accidental stacker back in the day. Because Silver Alchema isn't quite completely an old man. However, he has been around quite a little bit. So I thought I'd toss in some silvers. This isn't my whole stack. And towards the end, I actually do have something a little bit exciting, something that I'd been rambling on for a minute about. Now, to get going, I actually started collecting silver back in the 90s and early 2000s, and then I was out, way out, after that whole big giant price jump. Back in the 90s and early 2000s, silver was about $5 to $7 an ounce at worst. And so it's kind of funny when people talk about junk silver. These are really cool. I really love these Olympic coins. I'm getting them at spot, and they are coins. They do have monetary value. So when people talk about junk silver, actually what pops in my mind is, because this is what I call junk silver, was the silver that I picked up. I would pick up the junkiest of the junk. I would go to gift shops and just buy some offhand. I'd carry some around my pocket, kind of like a $20 bill. I actually am kind of doing that now, because you could just go to a coin shop and trade them up. Now, Mrs. X Silver Alchema, she loved gold. She loved gold a lot. And so gold back then was about $300 an ounce. I know, right? It still was kind of expensive for young, poor butts. But what I would do is, and this is what's really going to horrify old Stacky here, is I had a 5-gallon bucket that I would just toss all the silver I bought into, along with world coins, because I would travel a lot. So I would usually come home with about 20, 30, sometimes $50 worth of world coins, some of them silver, some of them not, just in currency. And it was really easy to do, especially in some place like Japan. Japan has their lowest paper money is about $10. So it's really easy to come back with 50, sometimes like $100 in your pocket. And I would moderately kind of play currency exchanges a little bit, because I did travel so much. And over in Asia especially, they don't really care too much about silver. However, one thing that was cool with gold is that you could pretty much walk into any store, jewelry-wise, and trade whatever gold you had on you for whatever spot was that day. They would only charge you when you bought it for the design, so that was their premium. They'd never upcharge you on the weight or any of that other good stuff. And so every now and then I would see that the silver and gold ratio would contract, and then I would turn it into gold. She'd be happy. She thought I was a weirdo because I like to just pick up little bits of silver here and there, and this would probably kill some of you inside. I would occasionally get silver eagles. They'd just go right in the bucket with the rest of the coins. But just playing off that silver and gold ratio, I would just buy gold whenever it got in. I'd just get in my bucket. I'd grab what I knew was silver. We lived in Las Vegas for a while, and here's a little tip for you guys. 50-cent pieces are everywhere in Las Vegas, due to the gambling and playing blackjack and stuff like that. You can go to a bank easily and get yourself a couple $100 of 50-cent pieces. No big deal. It's a coin roll hunt. I'd kind of do that too, because even then at $5, it was obviously worth the money. And kind of the funny thing is I believe it was around 2006. All of a sudden I noticed that silver and gold had doubled. And I was actually pretty pissed about it. First time I heard $10 for a piece of silver, I was like, are you freaking kidding me? You're just trying to rip me off, dude. And then I kind of actually looked at the prices. I'm like, holy crap, they actually doubled almost overnight. Then, about 2009, we got divorced, and all Mrs. Silver Alchema cared about was the gold. And so this is kind of funny, because I'm pretty sure to this day, she still has no clue that silver had gone up so much. She knew about the gold, but since she didn't care about the silver, so that was something that I kind of made out on. However, as much as I'd like to say, yeah, and then I turned around and I invested it. No, I was kind of into women, shall I say, of questionable moral character at the time. And so, but then after that, I kept looking, and it was like $30, $20, and then on top of that, it's been a few years where I did not make exactly the most wise financial decisions, and finally just barely got back into it. But now, I'd never actually dealt with all these things, like the Queen's Beast. I love these now. And maybe because I'm older and I have a greater appreciation now. Yeah, getting cutie Elizabeth here. Now I have a greater appreciation, because I always saw these things as just, like buying Franklin mitten sets and stuff like that. I just kind of thought it was a little goofy and a waste of money. Now it's not so much, but it also could just be because silver's reasonably priced. These are not terribly priced. This did cost a pretty penny, but I really like it. I might get another one to flip, because this is kind of important, because I got my gold. I know I've been rambling on about the gold, but I did get it, and I am going to pull it out in a second with sort of an explanation about it. But I went through AppMix, and AppMix has kind of really bummed me out. I gotta say this, because I originally put it in order, and then about maybe 10 days later, they sent me something that they do not accept money orders, something about money laundering things, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of my fault they're like the one I didn't check, because everybody else was pretty insistent on the fact that they want money orders before you can set up an e-check. You need to put in a few, and so then I had to go get a cashier's check, and yeah. But this is another thing, and I kept these in the flip on purpose so you could see they were AppMix. I got these Darth Vader coins, and I don't know, here you go. See, even not greatly focused, look how scratched up this is. You can just see that is not the flip. That is not the flip at all. This one is not too terrible. And just for Stormy's benefit, actually, I was going to do this anyway. I'm putting these on just so you can see that it is not the flip. It is the coins. Or actually, yeah, these are still coins. Oh. It doesn't matter if I even rip it up. This is not fingerprints. These are not fingerprints. So, yeah, that's kind of a bummer. Just a little bit. But on to the exciting thing. Now, this is actually probably good information for you guys to have, because from Provident, they grantedly had a really killer prices on these, the Korean Gold Tigers. The catch is, though, is that Provident does not give you the box or their certificate of authenticity. And I actually personally don't really care about that. However, it is important if you do want to sell these things, which is what I found out. I actually had a half ounce of this one, the 2016, and I loved it so much. However, all it came with was the capsule. And I found out kind of the hard way here that that's very important if you're going to want to sell these. Very, very important indeed. Because nobody knows if they're fake or not, and everybody knows that they have a box, a certificate of authenticity, which you pay such a premium for. And the only reason why I found that out was because I actually was going to trade in the half ounce I had, even though I kind of loved her, because they had that Dragon and Phoenix 10 ounce coin, and I wanted to get on that quick, and it went up just as much as I thought it was going to. And so I was like, well, I'll flip my Tiger because I didn't have a slush fund. And then the first question I got asked, where's the box? Where's the certificate of authenticity? And I got fortunate in a way that my local coin store really, really wanted that coin. So they actually did pay me $25 over melt, which was already $30 of what I paid for it, because they really did want that coin, and they didn't care about paying $50, $75 for this box, which is actually how I felt about it. So now I downgraded to 2 1/4 ounce ones, and honestly, getting 3/4 ounce is going to cost me almost as much as getting a full ounce, which is kind of a bummer a little bit. And these are so tiny. Like, I've literally never handled gold so small in my life. My ex-wife's wedding and engagement rings were bigger than these put together. So, thank you very much. That's all I have to say. If you actually are watching, I would like to thank you. And in the future, I do plan on possibly going back and figuring out how to re-edit these, make them a little more exciting, punch them up. This is why my stack is kind of behind, because I'm getting stuff like this, where I'm paying like $400 freaking dollars for these, or this one, but I still love this one. Yeah, because I paid about $200 for this. But these are going to be my collection. Tigers, Korean Tigers. I'm not going to get into the Chiwoos. I got tempted. The Z-Sins. Oh, so tempting. And that was another one. I missed out on the Ghost. I whiffed it because I did not have slush fund. So I'm basically what I'm going to say, that my goal is to try to get about 500 ounces of silver by the end of the year. I don't think I'm going to make it exactly, especially because I'm trying to get like 3 sets of these Queen Beasts. One's going to be for my dad, so that's going to take care of him for presents for the next couple of years. But thank you very much. Have a good day.